Have you ever thought about what life would look like after retirement? For decades, we've been told that friendships are essential for happiness and fulfillment, especially in our golden years. But what if that's not entirely true? What if, in retirement, the real key to contentment isn't about maintaining friendships, but about focusing on something much deeper? It might sound surprising, but many people discover that letting go of the need for friends can lead to a life filled with freedom, peace, and self-discovery. As we step into retirement, everything around us begins to change. Our routines, our responsibilities, and even our relationships. What once felt crucial, like keeping up with every social connection, starts to feel less important. And here's why. Retirement isn't just a phase of slowing down. It's a time for clarity, a chance to reevaluate what truly matters, and let go of anything that doesn't align with our happiness. For many people, this is the first time in decades that they've had the freedom to prioritize themselves. Think about it. During your working years, life was filled with obligations. Balancing a career, raising a family, and maintaining friendships left little time for self-care. But retirement offers a unique opportunity to break free from those pressures and focus on living authentically. And sometimes that means letting go of the constant need to nurture friendships that no longer serve you. Friendships, like any relationship, require time, energy, and effort. While they can bring joy and support, they can also become burdensome if they don't align with your current values or circumstances. As we age, it's natural for our priorities to shift. What once felt indispensable might no longer hold the same value. This isn't about cutting people out of your life. It's about recognizing which connections uplift you and which ones drain you. Many retirees find that some friendships are rooted more in history than in genuine connection. Perhaps you've maintained a relationship simply because it's been there for years, even if it no longer brings you joy. Retirement is the perfect time to step back and ask yourself, is this relationship adding value to my life? If the answer is no, it's okay to let it go. This doesn't mean severing ties in bitterness. It's about gently releasing bonds that no longer serve both sides equally. When you do this, you create space for more meaningful experiences and relationships. Letting go of unnecessary friendships doesn't mean isolating yourself. In fact, it's quite the opposite. By reducing the weight of social obligations, you free yourself to focus on what truly matters. Many retirees find immense joy in spending time with family, pursuing hobbies, or even embracing solitude. These moments of quiet reflection often bring a sense of peace that no amount of social interaction can match. One of the most surprising lessons of retirement is learning to embrace self-reliance. For much of our lives, we've been conditioned to seek happiness from external sources, whether it's validation from friends, achievements at work, or approval from others. But retirement offers a chance to shift that focus inward. It's an opportunity to rediscover who you are without the influence of societal expectations. Imagine waking up each day with the freedom to decide how you want to spend your time. No meetings to attend, no obligations to fulfill, and no expectations to meet. Just you and the endless possibilities of a day designed by you. This kind of freedom is rare, and it's one of the greatest gifts of retirement. It allows you to reconnect with yourself, explore your passions, and find joy in the simple things. For some, this might mean taking up a hobby they've always wanted to try, like painting, gardening, or learning a musical instrument. For others, it could be as simple as enjoying a quiet cup of coffee on the porch each morning, savoring the stillness of the moment. These activities might not seem grand or significant to others, but they hold immense value for those who experience them. They are reminders that happiness doesn't always come from the company of others. It can be found within. Of course, this isn't to say that friendships are inherently bad or unnecessary. For some, maintaining close relationships with a few trusted friends can be a source of great comfort and joy. But the key is quality over quantity. It's not about having a large social circle. It's about nurturing the connections that truly matter, those that bring laughter, understanding, and mutual respect. Retirement also allows us to redefine what connection means. For many, this stage of life is a time to strengthen family bonds. Spending time with children, grandchildren, or even extended family can bring a sense of belonging that no social circle can replicate. These relationships are often more meaningful and enduring providing a foundation of love and support. But what if your family isn't nearby or those relationships are complicated? This is where the concept of chosen family comes in. Chosen family includes the people who genuinely care for you and support you unconditionally, whether they're related by blood or not. These connections often feel more authentic because they're built on mutual understanding and shared values. Another powerful way to find fulfillment in retirement is by giving back. Many retirees discover that volunteering or mentoring offers a sense of purpose and connection that friendships sometimes cannot. Whether it's helping at a local shelter, mentoring young professionals, or participating in community projects, these activities allow you to contribute to something greater than yourself. They provide a sense of accomplishment and remind you that you're still making a difference. As we explore this new perspective, it's important to address a common fear: loneliness. Many people worry that letting go of friendships will leave them feeling isolated. But loneliness isn't about the absence of people, it's about the absence of connection, and connection doesn't always have to come from friends. It can come from family, nature, creativity, or even the quiet moments spent with yourself. By embracing this mindset, you can transform loneliness into solitude, a state of being that is deeply fulfilling and enriching. Solitude allows you to reflect, recharge, and reconnect with your inner self. It's a time to focus on your needs, desires, and aspirations without distraction. For many retirees, this becomes the most rewarding aspect of their golden years. As we continue this journey of self-discovery, it's clear that retirement is not about isolation. It's about freedom, the freedom to choose how you spend your time, who you spend it with, and what brings you joy. By letting go of outdated expectations and embracing a simpler, more intentional way of living, you can create a life that is truly fulfilling. As we continue to explore this idea, it's important to recognize that letting go of the need for friendships doesn't mean living without connection. In fact, many retirees find that by releasing the pressure to maintain friendships, they open themselves up to a richer, more meaningful experience of life. This second half of the journey focuses on redefining relationships, embracing solitude, and finding fulfillment in new and unexpected ways. One of the most liberating truths about retirement is the ability to let go of toxic or one-sided relationships. Over the years, many people find themselves holding on to friendships out of habit or obligation. Maybe it's a friend who constantly brings negativity into your life, or someone who takes far more than they give. In retirement, there's no need to continue investing time and energy into connections that drain you. Instead, you can focus on the relationships that truly matter, those that bring joy, support, and mutual respect. For many retirees, this process begins with reevaluating their social circles. Ask yourself, are there people in your life who uplift you and make you feel valued? Or are there individuals whose presence feels more like a chore than a source of happiness? By answering these questions honestly, you can start to make decisions that align with your well-being. This isn't about severing ties abruptly or out of bitterness. It's about making a conscious choice to prioritize your mental and emotional health. Letting go of relationships that no longer serve you doesn't mean abandoning people. It means creating space for more meaningful connections and experiences. And sometimes that space can be filled with something even more valuable: time for yourself. Embracing solitude is a concept that often gets misunderstood. Many equate being alone with being lonely, but the two couldn't be more different. Solitude is a choice. It's the intentional act of spending time with yourself to reflect, recharge, and reconnect with your inner world. For retirees, solitude can be a powerful tool for self-discovery and personal growth. Imagine having the freedom to wake up each morning without a packed social calendar or the need to meet anyone else's expectations. This freedom allows you to explore your passions, whether it's painting, writing, gardening, or simply taking long walks in nature. These solitary activities might seem small, but they hold immense power to bring peace and fulfillment. Take the example of Robert, a 72-year-old retiree who discovered his love for photography after retirement. Initially, he worried that stepping away from his social circle would leave him feeling isolated. But as he began exploring his local parks and capturing the beauty of nature through his camera lens, he found a sense of connection that no social gathering had ever given him. It's not about being alone, Robert explains. It's about being with myself in a way that feels meaningful. This shift in perspective is one of the most profound changes retirement can bring. It allows you to redefine happiness on your own terms, free from the expectations and pressures of others. Instead of chasing external validation or approval, you can focus on what truly brings you joy. For some, this might mean spending time with family and deepening those relationships. For others, it could mean pursuing a lifelong passion or finding new ways to contribute to the community. Family often becomes a central focus during retirement, whether it's bonding with grandchildren, reconnecting with siblings, or simply enjoying quiet moments with a partner. These relationships provide a sense of belonging that is deeply fulfilling. Unlike friendships, which can fade or change over time, family bonds often remain steady, offering a source of love and support that anchors you during this stage of life. But even if family isn't nearby or those relationships are complicated, there are still ways to find connection and purpose. Many retirees find immense satisfaction in volunteering or mentoring. Helping others not only provides a sense of fulfillment, but also creates opportunities to build meaningful relationships. Whether it's teaching a skill, offering guidance, or simply lending a listening ear, these acts of service remind you that your life still has value and impact. Another important aspect of this journey is learning to manage expectations, both your own and others. For much of our lives, we're taught to measure success by our relationships, achievements, and social status. But in retirement, these markers start to fade. It's easy to feel lost or question your worth when you're no longer defined by your career or social role. However, this shift is actually an opportunity to discover your true self, beyond titles, obligations, and expectations. Think of this as a chance to rewrite your story. Instead of focusing on what you've lost, focus on what you've gained: the freedom to live authentically, the time to pursue your passions, and the clarity to let go of anything that doesn't align with your values. This is your time to thrive, not just survive. Letting go of the need for friends doesn't mean cutting yourself off from the world. It means embracing the connections that matter most. It's about finding joy in the small, everyday moments and building a life that feels fulfilling on your own terms. Whether it's sipping tea on your porch, exploring a new hobby, or simply enjoying the stillness of a quiet afternoon, these moments become the foundation of your happiness. As you navigate this new chapter, remember that it's okay to prioritize yourself. Retirement is not about meeting anyone else's expectations. It's about living a life that feels true to who you are. By letting go of the pressure to maintain friendships and embracing the freedom to focus on what truly matters, you can create a life that is not only fulfilling, but also deeply rewarding. And here's the most beautiful part. When you start living authentically, the right connections will naturally find their way into your life. Whether it's a new friendship, a stronger bond with family, or a newfound sense of community, these relationships will be built on mutual respect and shared values. They won't require effort or compromise. They'll simply align with who you are and where you are in life. In the end, retirement is not about having more friends or fewer friends. It's about having the freedom to choose what makes you happy. By embracing this mindset, you can transform your golden years into the most fulfilling chapter of your life. So take a deep breath, let go of the expectations, and step into this new phase with confidence and joy. The best is yet to come.